Welcome team. Come join me live on how to love cardio. And you might be thinking, I'm sure you posted the other day about not running. And I wanted to clarify about you can love cardio and that doesn't necessarily involve running. And we'll cover a little bit, expand a little bit on the running aspect too. So I'm just going to give you a few minutes to join me and let me know how your day is going. What are we on? We're on Wednesday. I was like, what day is it? Wednesday. So we're on Wednesday. I was like, well, if you beeping, my client's going back and forth at the moment. I've got a client in Spain and we're due a session this afternoon. And she said to me yesterday about every time she's been away, she's wondered about scuba diving and what it'd be like. And I said, you should give it a go. I've sat and watched it and kind of seen them try it out in the pool. So they're not going to throw you in the water straight away. I said, so if your heart's telling you that you want to go and try that thing, go and try it. So she's been messaging me back and forth to go, oh, I've got this opportunity to do scuba diving, but it's that time we've got a session. I'm like, it's cool, don't worry about it. Go have your scuba diving session, be fully present, and we will change our session to tomorrow. So yeah, I was trying to turn off the notifications, but I don't know how. It just keeps pinging despite not having things open. But yeah, let me know how you're doing. And if you're catching the replay, hashtag replay. And for those of you that don't know me, I am Coach Julie. Revive Fitness and Nutrition is my company. I know some people are like, what's this company you work for? It's actually my company. So I own Revive Fitness and Nutrition, providing coaching on fitness, nutrition, life coaching, and cancer rehab too. So I basically personalize it to you as an individual, where you're at in your life, where you want to be, and my coaching services are adapted to that for you. So it's all about you and your goals. So it is my company, and I am Coach Julie. All right, let's get into it. So, as I mentioned, yesterday I posted about stop running, don't run for fat burn. Basically, what I find with clients and experience has been people think they have to run to burn calories. Running is the way to lose fat. Running is the thing you should do if you want to lose weight, if you want to tone up, if you want to get trim. And unfortunately, the problem with that is a lot of you guys don't like running. In fact, the words might be hate running. So whenever someone comes to me and says, oh, I'm doing running, I'm doing couch to 5K, first question I'll ask is, do you enjoy it? And I'll be like, well, not really, but that's what you have to do to lose weight. I'm like, well, no, it's not. And most PTs won't tell you this because they're not nutrition qualified. That is 80% about what you eat, and then 20% is what you do movement wise. You've heard the saying, you can't outtrain a bad diet, and it's very true. And that's when you might see some PT in the gyms who aren't looking the greatest shape, but yet they're doing all these kind of classes and all the kind of spin classes, the cardio classes, and the training, but yet they still are looking a little less lean, shall we say. And it's not to judge those individuals, but the truth is what they're doing whenever people aren't watching is probably what's leading them to be that body shape, that body weight. Okay, so it's that whole thing about do not use cardio as a reason to lose weight. So you're like, well, what's the point doing it then? Well, cardio is about your heart health. So we talk about strengthening our muscles, especially females talk about improving their upper body strength, improving bone density as we get older, making sure we've got enough power in our body to be able to lift things, reach for things, feel like we can be independent, strong women, to have the power and strength to do that and age well after we go through the hormonal change of perimenopause, menopause, and beyond. And it's that thing about, well, what is strength? Strength is absolutely, defined by you. What are the things you want to be able to do as you age well? And strength comes to heart strength. So if we talk about health, cardio, fitness, it is all about the heart muscle. So you think about your traditional lifting weights, being able to, do pull-ups, things like that. I can't do pull-ups. Be able to do pull-ups, things like squatting on the spot. All these things are about building muscle strength, and cardio is about building your heart strength, because your heart is a muscle too. And so many people forget that, and they think I'm just going to go and run because I'm going to lose weight. And you end up punishing yourself. If you're doing something you hate doing and it's a punishment and you're dragging yourself through it, please stop. Please stop doing that, because the chances are, one, you're going to beat yourself up during it and after it because you're absolutely having to drag yourself through this thing. And two, you're not going to stick with it. So if you've done like couch to 5K, there's people who get to couch to 5K and they don't make it all the way. They get stuck at kind of like a midpoint and they never get beyond that when it becomes more of the running. And I'm like, do you actually enjoy running? Because if you did enjoy it, you'd be able to continue and do it. So ultimately, you need to choose a cardio that you love. Now, how do you know you're going to love it? It is by trying it. So if you've tried running, you've not been able to keep to it, then actually what was it that stopped you doing it? If you're like, oh, I did enjoy it actually, Julie, I did enjoy running and I've had loads of benefits from it, great, but why have you stopped then? What are the things that have got in your way? Is it excuses? Are those things like true obstacles? Because running can be super time consuming, but it doesn't mean you have to go and train for, a 5K, a half marathon. You can still go for a 10-15 minute run and get the cardio benefits. Look at, if you've got a tracker, look at your heart rate. Like, what pace are you doing? Are you kind of in a zone where you can still comfortably talk? Are you getting out of breath? Or are you like, do not speak to me, I'm dying. So you can still be really effective in your run in 10-15 minutes. You don't have to go all out for half an hour, an hour. It's that thing about being efficient in your training to get out of it what you want. And with that, it's not just getting out of what you want in terms of the fitness and the heart range, and it's also getting out of it the enjoyment. So that actually you want to do that thing, because when you enjoy it, it's much easier for it to become a habit. So when we speak of cardio, I'm talking like Zumba, right? And a lot of people criticize Zumba, so any kind of dance class. And the way that I see people criticize, I see other clients criticize Zumba, it's because the people who go to Zumba don't typically look that fit outwardly. But again, you cannot out-train a bad diet. So you've got to then look at what are they eating and drinking outside of the Zumba class. So don't judge somebody in terms of, oh, well, that cardio mustn't work because the people going to that class don't look very slim. Actually, you're judging them based on what's happening outside of the class. So if you enjoy dance classes, go to the dance classes because they're going to benefit your cardio health, your heart muscle. So it's going to benefit that. And think about Zumba, Clubbercise, Les Mills have some dance classes too. I think there's a Dance Fit as well. And you don't have to go to the gym. So if you're worried about having to go to a gym, trying to find a class, getting there and being uncomfortable and not sure coordination's that great, then there's loads of different ways you can do it online. Les Mills do it really cheap online, and I'm sure there's many others. So search for whatever that thing is, if it's Clubbercise online, Zumba online, Les Mills online. I think Les Mills are doing like £4 or something for like a month's worth. So listen, you can really listen to what your needs are and go, right, I actually want to dance and I want to free my body, and I really enjoyed that thing. I just don't feel brave enough to go to the gym right now. I don't feel like actually getting there is going to fit with my life. Then search for it online. You will find it online. Do it in the comfort of your own home. And that is the power of online. You can use a mixture of online and in person, but whilst you're getting comfortable, do the online. Get your body moving. Okay, so we've got the dance style classes. The other cardio classes are obviously things that I love, which is like the HIIT training. And I love the HIIT training. If you see me this morning, absolutely died because it pushes me to that point where I have to stop. And I feel like it's a really good use of my time. So I do HIIT training and I'm great for say like half an hour, and I'm like, bust, I'm done. And I love that usage of time because I am short on time. Well, everyone's got the same time, but in terms of being time efficient, then that really works for me because I know I'm getting a quality workout within half an hour. Whereas let's say I went to a MetaFit, which I used to do, which is like 15-20 minutes, and I personally got a bit bored of those, and I'd find I was standing around in the breaks and it didn't push me enough. So it's really thinking about what is it you want to do in the cardio. Are you someone who doesn't really like to sweat and you want to take it back a notch and not be sweating? So for you, it might be fast-paced walking. It might be an easy jog outside, something where you feel quite comfortable in and you're not like sweating buckets like you see the state of me. And then for other people, it might be actually, I'm not that great in terms of motivation around walking, running. I'm not really motivated in terms of doing a HIIT class. I kind of stop, press pause, give up. Then think about going to spin class. So again, on the bike, the spin bike, you're going to get muscle strength too, because you've got the resistance of going like hill climbs, and you've also got the sprints as well. So 45 minutes typically spin class. They do hour ones. I personally don't enjoy an hour. I get bored. So 45 minutes, typically 45 minutes per spin class, and you can control it. So you can control the resistance, you can tune into your body, how it's feeling, and if you're like, oh my God, I'm dying, you can take it down a notch. Take it down a notch, but just keep the legs moving. So you can absolutely make the spin class work for you. And if you've got a bike at home and it's been sitting there idle and you've not used it, again, what's your blocker? Is it because you're trying to go all in, marathon sprint mode for 15-20 minutes on your bike, rather than slowly, gradually warming up, then building up a little bit of speed, then adding resistance, then a bit of speed again, then a bit more resistance. So you're using a mixture of the cardio and the muscles rather than trying to do a sprint race on your spin bike and going, oh my God, that's awful. So there's some different ways we've covered off cardio. Another way people often forget about is swimming. Swimming as well. So if you've got access to a pool, swimming is a great one. You can go again, steady state, holiday swimming as I call it. I'm a holiday swimmer. And where you're not really getting out of breath and you kind of feel like you're cruising through the water. But you're still going to be getting your heart rate up. It's going to be a comfortable zone. And then you can add a bit more speed, a bit more pace. And I'm not saying you have to go like the people in the fast lane who are all in, so you're swimmers. But you can, again, adapt the pace because you know when you're going to get out of breath. So ultimately with cardio, you want to tune into what is it you enjoy, what fits within your lifestyle in terms of being able to access that, and what's going to make it easy for you to get there, get back. Is it at home? Is it going to a pool? Is it going out for a run? Whatever that looks like. And then tune into your own heart rate. Be the master of your own heart rate in terms of understanding it. You know when you're just, talking, not moving. You know when you're moving, getting a bit out of breath. And then you know when you can't really speak, when you might just get a few words out to do not talk to me. Okay, so really tune into your heart rate whenever you're doing anything. And you do want to get a little bit out of breath. That's what they kind of recommend in terms of professionals, medical professionals, is to get out of breath to work the heart. That's what's going to improve the heart. So it's also obviously about lung capacity, and you will get your lung capacity will grow. It's called EPOC, is what it's known as. So in terms of how long it takes you to recover, get your breath back. So if you're someone who finds difficulty walking up the stairs, up the hill, then even start with getting your pace up, getting your heart rate up, because that's going to help you when it comes to the stairs. It's going to help you when you come to the hills. And what I say is, don't be disheartened if you have to stop and breathe and take a recovery. Today during grit cardio, I had stopped many times. It's like, I am not going to get it. I am done. So I spoke about a little bit about train to failure this morning, and my little post I put about train to failure. And what that is to the point where you need to stop and take a breather. And training to failure isn't failure. Training to failure is the fact that you're working hard and you push yourself to the point that you need to stop. And with that is listening to where you're at in your fitness journey. So that doesn't mean you have to get as knackered as I did this morning. It could just be like, do you know what? I feel like I'm done. I'm just going to have a little 30, 40 seconds or even a minute, take a breather. And then I'm going to tune in and go, do I want to do a bit more? Okay, I do. Right, I'm going to continue walking. Do I want to do a bit more? All right, then I'm going to go a little faster pace. Do I want to do a little bit more? All right, I'm going to do another 5 squat jumps. So really tune into where you're at and work to what failure looks like for you. Failure being a positive thing, because if you're always sitting in comfort, if you're walking at an even pace and never challenging yourself, your fitness isn't going to improve. And sometimes it can actually reduce because you're not challenging the body. It's that whole thing about we get bored in life because we're set and we stuck and we're not improving and not moving. And you'll get bored as well. So if you're not challenging yourself within your cardio, you'll get bored. So that's maybe why you stopped doing the walking. That's maybe why you stopped doing the couch to 5K, because you didn't progress to the running because you didn't enjoy running. And then you got bored and then you just stopped doing everything altogether. So we never want to get to that place where we just stop doing everything altogether. Don't get me wrong, life happens. Habits are hard to form in terms of good ones. The bad ones, the negative habits, they're easy, right? They come and they stay. But the good habits are harder to form. So just think about, what does it mean for you in terms of cardio health? So what is it you want to achieve from your cardio health? Is it being able to run up that hill, walk up the hill without being out of breath, go up the stairs, maybe a slight jog, like hopping your step? So tune into what are your cardio goals, remembering it's about improving the breath in terms of being able to breathe easy if you're running or going up a hill or the stairs, and your heart health over calorie loss. Okay, so what are your goals around I can't say it. What are your goals around cardio? And then thinking about what is it you enjoy in cardio. And if you've not experimented and explored, honestly, go online, just start experimenting. What are the things with the music, the spin class? It could be the HIIT class. It could be, again, running. Whatever it is, just explore and experiment and find an instructor who you like the style of. And that can be online and in person, and experiment with what it is that's going to work with your routine and not take you hours and hours. And if you're just starting out, don't try and go for a 45 minutes straight in spin class when you've never been before. Think about starting out with something 10 minutes to get your heart rate up. Build your confidence and stack on top of that. So start off 10 minutes cardio, stack on top to 15, stack on top 20. Tune into where your heart rate's at, where your breath is, and take it to the point of where you're like, whoo, I'm feeling that, and then take it down a notch, and then come back if you can, and then take a rest again, and then come back, and just keep playing with it. Play with your heart rate, play with the cardio, find what you enjoy, but remember it's always about improving your breathing, it's improving your heart health, not about the calorie loss. Okay, the calorie loss will come as a result of everything you do around strength training, which you must do as well as cardio, and also around your nutrition. And like I said at the start, nutrition is 80%. Sorry to tell you, team, it's 80% is nutrition. The rest is movement, and what you choose to move should be what you enjoy, and it should be based around your goals about the things you want to improve in your fitness that you're maybe not happy with. And it's also thinking about, okay, I'm going to get strength training in that too. That doesn't necessarily mean weights, that can be body weight. So just think about what's your goals, what's the time I've got to do these things, and how am I going to go about doing them. All right, hope that helps. As I say, my name's Julie. In case you haven't come across me before, all things nutrition, fitness, female health, life coaching, cancer rehab, about whole of life. Any questions, drop me a note, and if you're catching me on the replay, hashtag replay, and enjoy the rest of your